Good afternoon. Welcome to the Blunt Talk Sports Podcast. This is the instant reaction video from the Eagles and Bucks. I guess you would call it a football game, what I would call a thorough ass whooping by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Shout out to the Bucks for doing what they were supposed to do. I have so many places where I can get started with this, but I'm just going to go from like the first half on because it's Sunday, and I definitely want to finish enjoying my Sunday because that was tough to watch. You knew the team was going to be limited. You knew with Devontae Smith being out, A.J. Brown practicing late Thursday and Friday, but being ruled out Saturday. Kind of knew the offense was going to be limited. What amazed me, though, right? If I had to bet that after that performance the defense had last week, if I had to bet that that defense was going to come on the field and give up 24 fucking points before halftime, there was no way in hell that we were going to win this game. It was disgusting performance. Vic Fangio has to reevaluate what he's doing as far as his scheme, because the reality of the situation is Baker Mayfield, as I reported on this show days ago, Baker Mayfield has been averaging 5.9 yards per pass. Everything's dink and dunk, to the flats, to the middle of the field. They've been dealing with injuries just like the Eagles have. Had guys out the day just like the Eagles had. There is no excuse for that performance that defense put up. That was fucking dog shit. That was dog shit. I mean, you knew this is what's miraculous. I don't know what Todd Bowles, what voodoo he has over Jalen Hurts and the Eagles or Sirianni in this offense, because you got a new coordinator, you got new coordinators on offense and defense. But the fact that you literally did not have any type of substance on offense, where you couldn't really get a drive going because your defense is giving up fucking points. And I mean, like, to the point, and I need this to be stressed too. If we're going into the bye, Eagles are now 2-2. They lost the game 33-16. They're going into the bye. You're going to get AJ back. You're going to get Smitty back. That's going to help. What's going to have to stop, though, is these fucking turnovers. And preferably Jalen Hurts with the fucking turnovers. It has to stop. It has to. That turnover, that strip sack was so vital. Understand what I'm saying to you. If the Eagles score there, it is a one-possession game. It is a game of inches. Jalen Hurts not having the pocket presence to feel the pocket breaking down, which he saw, which I don't even know why he was still trying to go down the middle of the field. Once it broke down, just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Live to fight another down. Get rid of it. That made no sense whatsoever. That was a killer. But your defense giving up 24 points to start the game, putting you behind the 8 ball. You just have no shot. And you're already limited. Then you got guys going out due to the heat and injury. I mean, at one point the heat index was fucking 108. I mean, just it's just a lot. It's a lot. I'm glad this bye week is coming when it has for them, because they need it. They need to regroup. There has to be a regrouping of philosophy, because I don't know why I'm continuing to see Avonte Maddox out there. Avonte Maddox is not the same guy that he once was. I'm going to get on the missed tackles, trust me, because Avonte Maddox was definitely one of the culprits. C.J. Gardner-Johnson was about 2 or 3 of them, definitely one of the culprits. But the bulk of them, and anybody could debate me on this, I don't give a damn. I watched the whole game. Unfortunately, but I watched the whole game. Nakobe Dean and Avonte Maddox were missing so many tackles, it was horrendous. I don't know what the excuse is with Devin White. I don't know what's going on with him and Vic Fangio. I don't know what's going on with him and the coaching staff. I don't know how that could be rectified. He needs an opportunity to start at middle linebacker coming out of this game, out of this bye week. There's no question. Nakobe Dean had the worst game he's had this season. I mean, you as a defensive unit, you had 11 missed tackles. It don't get no. I mean, that's effort and pursuit. That's a lack of effort and pursuit. So I can go all day about, Vic not making the adjustments, and he didn't make the adjustments that he needed to early. But you got some stops in between there. Nothing sustained. Nothing sustained. Yeah, there's going to have to be a philosophy adjustment coming out of this bye week. I mean, without a doubt. You clearly have a situation where defensively, you can't generate pressure. Brandon Graham got a sack today. Now, I agree, some of them calls, sometimes the refs let the lineman get away with holding. It happens. It happens. I'm not going to sit here and pout and be like, oh, they held us the whole game. No, they didn't. They didn't. But the reality of the situation is you're not getting any pressure. Your pass rush is just not, it's not consistent enough. It's not. And then you're expecting these corners to hold up long. I expect them to do their job, but damn, if a quarterback's getting rid of it within 2 seconds and my pass rush is not creating enough of a consistent rush to get there to where he has down the distance, I mean, come on. And then the dumbass plays. And what do I mean specifically when I say dumbass plays? I'm talking about, Isaiah Rodgers pushing, the defender, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers player into Cooper DeJean and causing the fumble. Reed Blankenship being there a tad bit early on that Mike Evans route towards the sidelines. Or maybe my favorite. This one was my favorite. 3rd and 14. You're getting ready to get off the field. You got Baker Mayfield in a down and distance. When you've had him in down and distance, he struggled today. You clearly could not rely on that because why? You can make dumbass penalties and not get off the field. Avonte Maddox holding Mike Godwin. We've seen him miss tackles. We've seen him make bonehead plays. We got to evaluate this guy not being in there. There has to be other options in the nickel. You can't tell me that he's the only option. You can't. This guy has been, giving up plays, effort plays, tackling, coverage. It's bad. That defense should be fucking ashamed of itself today. Thank God it's week 4. That's all you can really say. Thank God it's week 4. Because that was bad. Offensively, as I said, outside of Jalen and that horrible strip sack with the pocket presence, I don't know really what much we could have expected. Saquon's flashed and showed today. Dallas Goedert flashed and showed today. Jalen made a couple plays here and there. Paris Campbell got in on the action. I told y'all he was probably going to get some type of rotation. John Ross didn't give you shit. Johnny Wilson didn't give you shit. You didn't get anything from them guys. So it just goes back to an argument that was made during the offseason. How you got to make a move for a third receiver. You go get Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson didn't catch a ball until damn near, late in the third quarter, fourth quarter? And it wasn't ball distribution. It wasn't like guys weren't moving the ball around. It's just a complex fuckery, a complex vortex of fuckery where, they got out coached today. They got out physical, and the guys didn't show effort. And that's clearly what it was, because you could tell guys were like, it's hot, it's the bye week, we shorthanded, fuck it. I'm telling you that from the rip. I felt that way from the moment they were down 14-0. Fuck it, we ain't got it today. I give Jalen all the credit in the world trying to motivate that offense, had that team pushing. Defense didn't give him shit. So, nonetheless, it was a tough game to watch. Guys going out due to injuries, cramps, things like that. It was just bad. It was bad. But we gotta evaluate. Vic Fangio has to evaluate the options as far as Avonte Maddox and Nakobe Dean, because they're literally responsible for 6 or 7 of the 11 missed tackles today. Definitely seen 17 whiff on half of his tackles. Darius Slay, he went out with cramps at one point after giving up a deep ball to Mike Evans, which Evans just didn't catch, which was crazy. But the only corner that really played of substance today was Quinyon Mitchell. So things are going to get evaluated. Things are definitely going to get evaluated going into week 6, because didn't look good today at all. That's definitely not the showing you wanted to put out. Now, again, the bright side to this is you are 2-2. You're not nowhere near out of it because the season is still just starting. We know this is pretty much first 4 weeks of the preseason. So you ended up 500. You got to bounce back. You got to definitely make sure you get those receivers back healthy. Get those linemen, offensive and defensive linemen back healthy. And you got to figure out what you're doing at linebacker and nickel because that's 2 of your weak spots. That's definitely 2 of your weak spots. N'Kobe Dean gets lost at times and whiffs horribly on tackles, and Avonte Maddox cannot tackle in the open field or make just, responsible coverage plays when the ball's not even going in his direction. So, that's that. Love what I saw from Saquon as always. Dallas Goedert, like I said, consistent, he's been showing up the past couple weeks. Everybody wanted to, I know they were trying to rag on Fred Johnson. Listen, y'all, Fred Johnson ain't Lane Johnson. He came in. I thought he played decent. I mean, you gave up 1 sack. You had a bunch of hurries. He had 8 or 9 hurries. He gave up 1 sack. I mean, ultimately, Todd Bowles is a fucking genius when it comes to defense. What is he supposed to do? If he sees that we're down offensive linemen, that's not his fault. He's got to attack and got to do what he's supposed to do. It's on Nick Sirianni and Kellen Moore to make sure that offense was prepared. And, again, when you lose that many amount of guys and you're dealing with the injuries that they're dealing with and your defense is then giving up 24 points and you got to kind of respond after that. And it's crazy because in the second half, the defense only gave up, field goals? Didn't even give up. No, they gave up 1 touchdown. They gave up 1 touchdown in the second half. All the rest was field goals. But you gave up 24 points to start the fucking game. Great special teams play where Isaiah Rodgers makes up for it. Kaylee Ringo runs it back in. It's a great play. But, again, nothing to show for it in the end. So, rough game, rough week 4 for the Eagles. Bergen is definitely feeling this. We're going to lick our wounds to get back at it for week 6. Like I said, that game will be against Cleveland. Definitely stay posted for that. I have further updates throughout the week and the bye week about what's going on with the Birds. But rough. I'm going to finish watching this Packers-Vikings game. Packers come all the way back, committing turnovers, kind of playing similar to how the Eagles played today. But that's going to do it today for the Blunt Talk Sports Podcast. As always, like, share, and subscribe. You can check the show out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on Substack. That's going to do it for the Eagles instant reaction video after that horrible loss today. Take care, guys, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.